I'd like to welcome y'all back. Thanks for tapping in with the Already Canceled Social Club. We're going to break down some clips, talk about parenthood tonight.
Give us a like, share, and subscribe, and keep it tapped in. Hit that notification button, too.
Let's go break this shit down. Yo, it's your co-host, Zachary Brown. Speaks my mind, keeps it real. I mean well, though. Tap in. We're going to get this job done.
Again, it's your boy Brains, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it grimy and uncut. You know it.
Like we always do, we finna blaze up. And check this out. Sponsored by Swag 9 Collective. We got these Borough Buds. Straight 420. Let's light this shit up, see what it do.
Let's go.
Yeah, so tonight, what we want to do is we want to go over some facts, check out some clips. We're going to respond, give you our little review, and recap them. But the most important thing is take in this data and shit tonight, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Take this data in. What you got to say before we get started?
You know, keep your mind focused, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 2023, and it's time to get your mind focused and pointed in a direction that starts you on the path of success.
So I will say on this show, we try to stick to the rule rather than the exception. Okay. And that's not the majority.
So I'll get to the rule. I'll get to the rule. 63% of youth suicides, are from single mother homes. 90% of homelessness and runaway children are from single mother homes.
You can't put that on the mother.
85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of all the youths that are in prison are from single mother homes.
So how are you going to blame the woman then?
Well, he didn't
Blame
blame
it on the
guys,
system.
why is your immediate reaction you're blaming the woman when he's just reading a stat?
First off, them some triggered chicks.
Facts.
You know
So,
what I'm saying?
what you think about those stats, though?
It's mind-boggling, though, but at the same time, I can see it because, you know, without a manly influence around in a household, you're going to have all kinds of chaos, you know what I'm saying? And the stats are just like blatant proof.
Well, you know the classic line and shit. It's classic for a reason and shit. You know, dads keep men out of jail or their sons out of jail and their daughters off stripper poles. So, you know what I mean? That it's stood the test of time for a reason. So
You know,
that's
a
one
motto
thing.
they should keep in the household on a plaque.
But look, we're going to bring these stats up and let y'all digest that, man. And let's see what y'all think about that, because I just really want to look at it. Look at that.
Look at that. It's crazy. 80% of youth in prison. Like,
Yeah. Youth institutions, 70%. 71% of high school dropouts come from single mother homes. 80% of rapists, bro, sexual crime offenders, sexual assault.
that lets you know, fathers, you are needed, definitely needed in your households. You know what I'm saying? Whether you live in the house or not, you're needed there. Your presence is needed.
And a real important number, that's why it's probably up top, 63% of youth self-deletion, bro. Like,
No guidance.
and I don't want to say exactly why, but I mean, fuck that. We on the show for a reason. I think women can kind of like admit to their emotion, try to like break you with their words. And so like sometimes they break their kids and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That too. Or they're the biggest enablers of kids when they're acting up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That'll lead
They
into
don't know
some
how
of
to
them other
discipline.
stats. That'll lead into some of them other stats. I was talking about the self-deletion and shit, but yeah, enablers lead to the crime, the
Old
thottery.
school single mamas knew how to discipline back in the days. You know what I'm saying? They could leave their kids at home and tell them, I don't want nobody in my house. And trust me, ain't nobody coming in, because if they catch anybody up in there,
Nah, they calling uncle. But yeah, so no, I don't think it was any more. I mean, because innately they're gonna be what they biologically are. So they parent differently. They parent differently. No matter how much of a male format they try to use, it's still gonna be perceived as my mom doing what's not normal. Even if they seen you do it your whole life, it just don't feel right, bro. Like
right. It's still
anytime
a
I see
different,
my mom try to raise up on me like that, bro, it's like,
it's still a different response than when your dad or a father figure
There we go.
is doing it. But I'm just saying though, back in the days, it just wouldn't just play like how it is today.
not as socially accepted, but it was. That's why the hoes was around then. We knew whose house to go to.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have their dad
Oh, yeah.
there, nigga. That's when we was sneaking in the window.
Those were the houses
No,
that we...
that's what I'm just saying, so.
Those was fair game. Those was fair game back in the days.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
That's the only point I was trying to say to that. You know what I'm saying? Because we were still catching the windowsills and them back doors, and slippers and gum wrappers all in the lot.
Trust
You know
me,
what I'm saying?
I had my fair share of windows to jump in and out of.
You know what I'm saying? I done jumped off a garage top.
We done jumped off the second floor of a second floor apartment.
Facts. All right, we're gonna double back on this conversation. We definitely not through because I want to ask my Brody what exactly do he think that makes a difference between the two parenting styles, both men and women. But let's check this other clip out right quick.
And I see that a lot of these women say that every 5.5 hours that there is of a Black woman that's being committed by a Black man. So I decided, let's see what the Department of Justice has to say. They have statistics. So according to the Department of Justice and the characteristics of the domestic violence victims, 54.9% of those victims are male, 45.1% are female, and of that number, 14.3% are Black. Now, there's no differentiation between male or female. It is just Black. But if 54.9% overall are male, you do the math.
I told you that stat that brothers
Facts.
are deleting sisters every 5 hours is a lie created for the sole purposes of being a shaming tactic to stop the flood of brothers coming to the internet to critique their behavior.
Message.
But that just like perpetuates that stereotype that Black women have about Black men, that like we're out to hurt them. But yet they out there saying that they can't find a man, they can't find a husband, because you look at us as predators on you.
Well, the stats is where I'm at with it, because even at that, all right, I bet half of the men that do commit DV, they've endured a whole lot of fucking verbal abuse, which is also DV.
Facts.
Like, people don't understand that. Verbal abuse is domestic violence. Now, a lot of times men don't report domestic violence anyway, but verbally abusing to the point to where women, they take it up a notch. Like, they gonna go
Keep pushing buttons
Facts.
until you know what I'm saying, they get the reaction that they looking for.
it's like trying to rob a bank or some shit. They trying to bust the code on the combination safe and shit, and they gonna keep spinning that motherfucker, get the number 22, 26, 35, that didn't work. 58, 20, like, you know what I'm saying?
32, 37.
Until they see you feel this certain discomfort, and then they're gonna dig on that. And that's another reason why, like, most people in the manosphere, and I'm a firm believer that you only tell your women so much of your problems and certain types of problems. Because they don't want to feel like that you can't keep them secure and you can't provide this certain level of safety that they need, real shit. So don't cry in front of them with all your problems, all that shit. Talk to your homies about that shit.
No, the only problems you should be discussing with your female is problems that concern you or your female. That's it.
Right.
All your, man conquer the world problems and shit like that, leave that shit out of her ears, because all she gonna do is use that against you. You know what I'm saying? She gonna take that and
Uno card you.
Yes,
Reverse. Reverse.
or her respect level for you is gonna weaken. Is gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Because she gonna look at you like, wait a minute,
You're going to see it, though. You'll
do
notice
I got
it.
a weenie ass nigga? I got a soft ass nigga? And next thing you know, boop 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 boop.
Yeah. Happy king, happy kingdom. That's what I'm on. That happy wife, happy life shit, that's some simp shit. You ask Russell Wilson how that shit working. All right, so let me ask you, though.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh yeah, automatic. So let me ask you, why do you think men actually make better parents? Okay, but first, before we go into that, so these stats that we had on the screen, I'm gonna bring them back just real quick. I'm gonna take them back down real fast and shit. But this is with just the mothers in the home, and of course, they don't want to talk about this. But the stats with just the fathers in the home are right around the same as stats of children raised by both parents.
Imagine that, right? Me personally, I feel fathers make the better parent, mainly because parenting is a logical thing. Only certain parts, 10% of parenting is emotion. And that 10% comes from the accolades and the success that your child does in their academic or sports life or something like that, things that they do. You know what I'm saying? That's the only emotion. Everything else is about logic. This is what time you're supposed to go to bed. This is what time you're supposed to wake up. You got to go to school at this time. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? And it's a routine, you know what I'm saying? But women, females nowadays, you know what I'm saying? You know, I used to be mad at seeing women walking their kids to school in their pajamas, but I'm like, fuck that. If you got to get up and get out there in your pajamas to get your kid to school on time, do that. Because men, we gonna get up and get that shit done, you know. And we have a level of discipline that has authority over our child.
But you know what's crazy about that? Because I was just about to say what I thought about the differences. One of the differences that I think is the level of authority that's actually delved out during discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So like you would think that men would whip their kids more, but
No.
we don't. Like okay, so women, they raise their voice to a point to where kids will almost become numb to it.
Numb to it. They block it out after a while.
I seen the kid almost run out in the street, mom screaming and all that, and he's still running. Soon as I was like, yo, little boy stopped.
Right.
So it's just a different reaction. But now this time I'm gonna speak from personal and from what I've seen. I haven't really seen any of my homies or my brothers scream at their kids and just for no reason. But even when it's a reason, they raise their voice, but they don't really scream. They don't get the full, like, there's always got to be something left there in the tank so that way when you need it and for an emergency, it can be an emergency card and you can play it.
Right.
So, like, they know the looks is one thing. The sternness in the voice is another thing.
Right.
The tap you on the shoulder or just readjust the way you standing, that's another thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
A little tug of the waist and pull you back in, you know, over here.
And and a lot of times men will logically, instead of like whoop you and be like, all right, it's all good and hug you after I love you type shit. No.
That's
I'm gonna put you on a
purpose.
punishment. I'm gonna put you on a punishment. Like you know what? I know what you like. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You're not doing it. What you like, you're not getting none of that for today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's ways to do
And
shit.
see, we know how to follow through with that to let the point be made.
Good shit.
Women will cave at some
Fold
point.
up like an old lawn chair.
Yeah, they might start and initiate that process, but they go cave and fold
My
within.
baby, go do it.
Yeah,
my baby.
exactly. All that cuddling and coddling, you know what I'm saying?
And they're quick to stem, not necessarily creativity, but stem a kid's journey into self-discovery.
Yep.
They'll shut that shit down with some screaming or yelling. Like, I'm liable to more, like I've seen men, they'll let their daughters, even their sons, even their daughters, go a little more to the edge before they reel them in. Just want to see how far they going to go, let them develop into what they trying to do.
Let them do some critical thinking.
Facts. Which is all important, you know what I'm saying, to have as a child, to grow up with, because if you're not critically thinking as a growing child, then you're developing stigmas and stereotypes, which are
And you're
like
developing
kind of socially
stagnantly.
thought. Yeah,
Stagnantly with your development. You know what I'm saying? Critical thinking is
And
highly important.
the stat, Brains, and Club is 8th to 9th to 10th grade, basically like middle-aged school kids, boys are reading at a 4th grade level.
That's a shame.
They're reading at a 4th grade level.
High schoolers.
Right.
Got to change that.
So
Got to change that. When I was young, I had all kinds of books to read and stuff like that. So, you know, it's all about, you know, putting those things in reach of your child so that they could gravitate to it.
and some sort of like team activity is needed for little boys, yo.
Definitely.
Like even if it's just karate, since you know it's not a team, but they do get the social aspect of team sports by training with other people, and they see what other
Exactly.
people are going through, and it's like, okay, he just went through that. I could do it.
I could do it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Adversity, you know,
adversity.
adversity, conquer it, and then move on to the next challenge.
What you got over there? Some whiskey?
Yep. There's a little, you know, a little bourbon.
Little sauce for us. You know what I'm saying? We got that's that native, that native tongue. All right.
Well, everybody.
Anything else you want to tap into? Though we can tap into.
I wanted to, yeah, it was something I wanted to tap into. Now, we're fans of the UFC. we watch UFC, and recently, you know what I'm saying, this thing came up with Dana White and his wife and whatnot. And I recently saw, you know, an interview with Dana White where he was expressing that he didn't want anybody to defend him or anything like that. He, you know, and I respect that because he's stepping up again as a man and taking whatever punishment or whatever consequences
And accountability.
and accountability is coming from a result of his actions. But at the same time, accountability has to be held
Both ways.
both ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Because that incident wouldn't have escalated, I don't think, to that level if his wife didn't do what she did. And she was, to me, she was the instigator and the aggressor in the situation. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't look like that because she was a woman, you know, and she
Well,
should have known better than to hit.
This one actually had visual proof, so luckily the visual proof was there because a lot of
Right.
times in situations like that, females will slap a nigga slap them back, police end up coming, and they take her story and take him to jail. But this is what's going on now, too, I've noticed. A lot of females have been calling. That's why them stats are the way they are. They've been calling to get the nigga arrested, and the police come and take their monkey ass to jail.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, you just watch out now.
You get what you got. You know what I'm saying? You play with fire,
so-
you gonna get burned, right?
And from my personal experience, I've had a female throw a coffee mug at me. It barely missed my head, break to pieces, smash on the screen gate. I opened the gate, and she like, you better not leave. And since I leave after her throwing the motherfucking cup, when I come back, the police there, they said they found her in a closet hiding, her eye all blacked up. I ain't put no hands on her, bro. She two-pieced herself or something, I'm just saying.
What's that?
Real shit.
That what was that old school movie? Basic Instinct or Fatal Attraction, some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal Attraction.
And the ill shit is the neighbor said he seen her after I left and she wasn't beat up.
Right. Luckily, you had some type of witness.
Luckily, my ass, I did. Court was that was Friday. I did nigga. I didn't see the judge till Monday, and then they had to get the whole shit started. The witness, that shit don't matter on the first time you come to court.
Oh no! You gotta get into the part of the trial and shit like that for that to go. But all that time you sitting.
I sat for just till Tuesday, but they let me out on the OR on Tuesday and shit.
Okay.
And then I had to come back and had a witness and all of that and everything. But yeah, man. Yo, you know what I want to say to the club? Excellent vision, yo.
Yeah.
Excellent vision.
See you.
We rising, bro, and we building. Tell all your friends, share, like the video, tell them to subscribe, and grow with us, bro. I appreciate y'all, man. It don't take nothing to just like the video, subscribe. Also, drop some comments in the comment section below. I want to thank the Angry Man for the clip. Also, Just Pearly Things.
Yep. Shout out Pearly Things.
They have great content on their channels. Also, you can check them out. I'll put a link in the description. What else I want to tell y'all? Okay, well, you know what I want to say at the end of every video. Get your health together, bro. Hit the gym, do some working, do something. I ain't saying you got to be Mr. Olympia, but you know what I'm saying? Be in shape. Can you run around the corner and not die? Like, no,
part.
I mean, just saying, one block.
Just
Can you do it? Can you run all around one block without stopping? Can you do 50 push-ups straight?
Can you do 100? Do 100 push-ups a day for 30 days and see how it change your body, how it change your mind and your spirit and how you feel about yourself. Simple things like that. We're not saying, turn into a workout warrior overnight.
Matter of fact, I'm going to start uploading some of my workouts and some different like meal plans and stuff. It's not going to be like whole episodes, but I'm going to just load like a little clip of it and then a link and shit like that if you want to like tap in on that type of shit. And plus, bro got some other shit he wants y'all to start tapping in on too, as far as like reading and developing creative content and, So,
got a lot more in store for y'all this year. But as always, you know what I'm saying, we appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for, tapping in again for another episode. And we see you again when we come through.
appreciate y'all.